relating to some people saying how they'll get to use something in the future. This is something that I've had at home, this mobile, since like 2003, and I've never used it because I can't figure out what to put on it. And so when Dixie told us about this, I was like, yes, I can use it.
I thought you were going to say you're going to have a baby.
But I do hope to use it in the future too, eventually. Yeah, or baby. So I put my insights on the outside, and I'm kind of drawn to quotes, and Dixie has a lot of quotes, so I used a bunch of hers, as well as some of the ideas or insights that I liked didn't have like a direct quote to go with it, so I investigated for a couple of them. So let's see. So I have, like many people had, the I will is more important than IQ. And then the teachers don't answer questions, they ask more. I like that, so that the kids are made to think, not just immediately giving them an answer. The short-term sacrifice equals long-term gain. That's always nice when you're having a hard time and realize that it's going to pay off in the end. And then let's see, that if you can find a why, then you can find a how. I think that's important, that if you know why you want to do something, you can get through it and figure out how to do it. Let's see, over on here, so this is one of the ones I looked up, and I typed in keep moving, because we talked about like it's important to keep moving around the classroom. And this was the first quote that came up, and I really liked it, by Einstein, and it says, life is like riding a bicycle. To find balance, you must keep moving. So I thought, that's kind of cool. And it works with the classroom to keep the balance, to keep moving around and checking on kids and things like that. It's going to help out. And then actually on the backside is another one that I looked up. We were talking about trust being very important. And so this was a quote I found that said, without trust, words become the hollow sound of a wooden gong. With trust, words become life itself. So if you have that trust, I feel like the kids are really going to want to go out of their way to, do things for you and do better. Whereas if they don't really trust you, they're not even really listening. And let's see. My last little small one is there's the inch by inch, it's a cinch. Obviously, when you have a big task to finish, if you just take it little bits at a part, bits at a time, it's a lot easier. And then with the Marva Collins, I really liked how she would tell the kids to speak up, you're brilliant. And one of the kids I remember was saying, as a grown-up, saying that when you hear something enough, then you start to believe it. So I really liked how she kept telling them how they're brilliant and things like that, and eventually they lived up to it. And then in the inside of my mobile, I have my different strategies, and I guess I'll walk around so you guys can see it better. I have my Post-it notes. I like that idea of, especially for kids who maybe don't feel comfortable just like talking, they can, and like speaking out in front of the whole class, they can write things down on a Post-it note and then put it on the wall. I have my tabula rasa, and I filled it out with some of the things from my tabula rasa, but again, that's another one that's kind of similar, where you can get all the kids involved, and they don't necessarily have to stand up and say lots of things about themselves and do that public speaking. They can all be involved with that in their own comfort areas. And then I did the mental math. I was substitute teaching recently, and they had these in, I think it was kindergarten, so it was really young, and they were working on some of the really basic parts of math, and I think just having that visual there and being able to point and touch and feel those numbers, I think that was really helpful for those little guys. And then the other one I had here was for mnemonic devices, and I didn't really know what object to put, so I drew a nice little picture. And this is my Kings Play Chess on Fine Glass Stools. So I drew a little picture of that. And obviously mnemonic devices are very helpful in learning things, especially things that you have to memorize that might be kind of dry. And I actually found that this is actually a great device for learning mnemonic devices, because Kings Play Chess on Fine Glass Stools, like that's easy to forget that sentence. But when you draw the sentence out, like I'm probably going to remember this mnemonic device for a really long time. So I'll probably use that in my classes. Not only come up with a sentence, but draw a picture of it, and then it'll really stick in there. Then I have In the middle here, I have my jigsaw for my little puzzle pieces. And just nice if you have a lot of information that you need to cover, you can have everybody go out and do a little bit of it and then come together and share it all as a group. So all the little pieces bringing it together. I have my little plush object here for my whale. And early on in the class we did that where we kind of passed it around, and whoever has the plush object, they're the one who has the attention of the class and the podium or whatever to speak. And then my last one was wait time, as everybody's been, or lots of people have pointed out, is really important. And I think teachers do naturally kind of jump in and don't give the kids the time to think and come up with their answers, which is very important. So that is my mobile of things I learned.